know I'm super late. I apologize. Had some things to take care of. Hi, Serenity. I'm not going to wait too long to get started since I'm late. Um, tonight's live, obviously, is about moon water. I'm going to talk about how to make moon water, the moon phases, and the types of energy that you can put into your moon water when you're making it. I'm also going to talk a little bit about storm water and snow water. This is more like a mini live type of thing, so it's not going to be, it's not my main topic for this month. So to put it simply, moon water is water that has had time to sit under the light of the moon and soak up the moon's powers. Hi, Brittany. The practice of moon water, of making moon water, has been around since, excuse me, my eyeliner is running, has been around since the 1800s. I'm sure, as most of you know, the way to create moon water is taking you take some sort of clear vessel. It can be a glass vessel, jar, bowl, plastic, as long as as long as the moon's rays can get, moonbeams, I should say, can get in through the material, it'll still efficiently charge the water. You can create moon water by leaving the water with a specific intent in the glow of the moon to charge. Because the moon affects the ocean tides, there's already an energetic connection between the water element and the moon. So, different things that moon water can be used for: rituals, spell work, brewing magical potions and elixirs, healing, cleansing, manifestation. Hi, Trinity. All it takes is a little creativity with its uses. It can be used to water your plants, add to your bath, your teas, make a facial cleanser, coffee, water for your pets, add some coolant into your car, drink a charged bottle of water every day. You can use it as an offering on your altar, but anything that you are ingesting, obviously you want to make sure it is safe. No contaminants in it. Make sure that it is out when you are charging it, or when it's out underneath the moon. If you put it outside versus putting it on your windowsill that the moon will hit. If you put it outside, make sure it is covered well at that fact. Little teeny tiny bugs be getting in there and all that. You don't want to give your pets that. You don't want to make your coffee with that. You don't want to make your tea with that. Anything that you're ingesting, you want to make sure it is safe to do so. You can place it outside underneath the moon itself. You can place it on your windowsills that the moon will be shining into. You can also, I know a lot of people, and I actually do this with my crystals a lot of times because I don't like to leave them sit outside, which this is another life for another time later this month. I will be doing crystal charging. I like to take them and put them in my car on my dash. So the moon always, always, always hits the dashes of your car, depending where you've got it parked. I don't have a driveway. We have to park on the road. So I park right in front of my house, and the moon hits my car perfectly. So a lot of times that's where I like to make my moon water, to make sure that I know that it's safe. That's where I like to charge my crystals, because they're safe there. They're not going to get damaged. They're not going to get stolen. They're not going to get lost. So that's an idea as well. If you're going to, you can also just take purified bottles of water. Bottle of water. Take it and put it outside. It has the exact same effect. If you would like to feel a little bit better about it, you can even take the label off of it. Sorry, my husband's back there walking around. He said, you were seen. You can take the label off of it and put this out there. It has the exact same effect as any other type of water. These are safe for ingesting. I will honestly take a whole flat of water and put it out there because I like to drink a bottle. I drink numerous bottles of water on a daily basis. So drinking charged water makes me feel better about myself and my day. So you can do that. You can also collect rainwater, storm water, I should say, to use for different types of magic. But the bottled water and stuff like that, anything that is covered, I will use for making coffee, tea, anything that I would be ingesting or that my animals would be ingesting. If you want to amplify your next ritual, use moon water. It can be made during any moon phase, but moon water collected during a full moon, super moon, or new moon is where energy is heightened. Where energy is heightened is the most effective. So I'm going to list off the moon phases and the types of energy and intent that you can focus on when you are making your moon water, if you want to make your water under any of these other phases. So with the new moon, you want to focus your energy and intent on fresh starts, setting intentions, cleaning, new beginnings, and clarity. For the waxing crescent, you want to focus your energy and intent on growth, planning, taking action, intentions, motivations, attractions, and success. The first quarter, focus your energy and intent on creativity, divination, calming, and action. The waxing gibbous, you want to focus your energy and intent on refine, observe, good health, and momentum. The full moon, which is my favorite, focus your energy and intent on power, success, goals coming to fruition, charging items, clarity, and healing. The waning gibbous, undoing bindings and curses and introspect. The third quarter moon, break bad habits, banish, and break curses. And then the waning crescent would be releasing, letting go, banishing, balance, success, wisdom, and atonement. So I'm not sure if you noticed anything about the moon phases there with that. All the way up to the full moon, the things that you want to, the energy and intent that you want to focus on is things that you want to bring to you, into your life. From the waning gibbous down to the waxing crescent, these are things you want to get rid of and release from your life. So just remember that when you're making your moon water. Even when you're charging your crystals or doing any type of moon magic or any type of spells, you want to align them with the phase of the moon so you are doing the right type of magic for the right type of moon. All of it plays together when it comes to doing your spell work and putting your intentions and stuff out there. The moon is everything when it comes to your intent and doing your spells. A little bit later this month, Sarah Lee, I do believe, will be doing a live on sun magic. So make sure you tune into that one too, because you can do a lot of stuff. It's not just the moon that we do our magic with. You can do it under the sun as well. Okay, so you can also expand beyond just the moon phase and look at what astrological sign the moon is placed in. An example would be to find out when the next upcoming full moon in Scorpio is. You may want to tap into the Scorpion healing and transformative energy. You can then focus your intent and creation of moon water around a particular sign. So step by step, there's only really 4-5 steps here for making moon water. Just elaborated on them a little bit. How to make moon water. You want to find and cleanse a clear glass or plastic jar or bottle, bowl, anything like that. Any cleansing incense will work. So take your vessel. This is already full. So what I do is take usually dragon's blood incense. I will light it and I will pass the bottles of water through the incense smoke. or I will wave if I'm doing an entire flat of water, I will take the incense and wave it all over the flat of water to at least cleanse the outside of it. If you are using an empty jar, babe, can you grab that jar for me on the blue stand out there, the one with the cork lid? If you are using a jar, another jar, or a bottle or a bowl, you'll want to light your incense, and then, thank you, bottles like this, take the lid off of it and let the smoke go inside of your bottle there. Cleanse the inside of that bottle. And then you can also cleanse the outside of the bottle if you'd wish to. After filling the jar with water, place it in the moonlight. You can place it in a window, leave it outside, place it in your car on your dashboard. Make sure you put your intentions into the water, because this is where the magic happens. My husband's corny. You can enhance your moon water by adding water-safe crystals such as clear quartz. This is called a direct elixir. Quartz, amethyst, rose quartz, and citrine are all safe examples. Do your research and make sure the crystals you are wanting to use are water safe before using them. Malachite is toxic in water. Selenite will dissolve. So just do your research when it comes to adding crystals to your bottles of water. You can also add fine silver to your water to infuse it with silver's energy. He does not practice, but he 150,000% supports my endeavors. Trinity says hi, Hubs. Hi. He says hi. He's intrigued. He will listen to me drone on and on and on and talk about it. He does ask questions here and there, but it's just not something that he actively does. But when...
My God is a plant.
What?
My God is a plant.
He says his God is a plant. I'm sure if you think about it, you'll figure out exactly what it is he's talking about there. But he's very supportive of what I do with my practice. Little disappointed probably with the amount of money that I have spent. He likes to piss me off sometimes and call my crystals rocks, Sarah. It's a lot of fun with him. I like to freak him out sometimes at times too. He's afraid to have cards read to him. So every once in a while, I'll go ahead and pull a card anyway without even saying anything to him. That's awesome. They always want to know what shenanigans we're up to, just like mine. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. He'll ask me what I'm doing and explain it to him. And pretty much all I get from him is an okay type of thing. So yeah, I'm glad that he's supportive of it and he's not freaked out by it. My ex-husband, when I first started practicing, was very freaked out by it. My brother's actually... One of my two brothers is going around telling people that I'm crazy because I'm a witch, and yeah, so it's for some people. Other ones, it's not so much. My mother-in-law supports it as well. My mom, she believes in Christ. Not that I fault her at all. She doesn't necessarily talk down on me for being a witch. I guess you could say she's supportive as well. She won't outright call me a witch, but she refers to everything as my witchy stuff. My dad, same type of thing. I don't really talk about it with him, but my small business where I sell, witchy stuff, crystals and stuff like that, he was actually pretty surprised that somebody can make decent money with making a living off of a shop that sells nothing but metaphysical items. The last time I had a conversation with him about that, his words were, "I can't believe there's that many people into that." So, yeah, that's my circle in a nutshell. Most of the people in my circle are supportive. I don't have anybody else to practice with. My daughter is actually very intrigued. I'm teaching her bit by bit. I've got a friend that lives down the road. I'm trying to introduce her to it a little bit by bit. She's more intrigued into crystals right now than anything else. I'm actually going to be doing a cord cutting spell for my daughter probably this coming weekend, as long as she's able to come down here. People tend to talk down on things they don't understand. My husband calls it my witchy stuff too. He's completely supportive though, and that's extremely important. You are absolutely right, Trinity. Me and my grandma just sat down, was talking about it today, and we now have I am so happy to hear that, Serenity. That broke my heart that your grandmother felt that way about it. I'm very glad you guys have come to an understanding. So very glad. Brittany says, my boyfriend is more addicted to crystals than I am. My husband's not, but he can appreciate some nice crystals. What'd you say? Prized piece my husband bought for me. This is my azurite and malachite piece that he bought for me. It's huge. You got a flashlight, babe. There's no light over here enough to do this justice. My hubby bought this for me. I want to say he paid $90 for it. It's beautiful. So he definitely supports my addiction. Sometimes he gets a little frustrated and you've got all your stuff all over in the rooms and I don't have any of mine anywhere. So yeah, he bought this for me, and he has bought me many other crystals as well, but this was one of the first pieces that he purchased for me. So way to go, hubby. Thank you. Okay, I got way off track there. I'm going to get back to talking about moon water, the crystals. Make sure when it comes to if you are adding any crystals to your waters that you do your research on which ones are water safe. It's funny because they don't necessarily believe what we do, but they're quick to get us things like that remind them of us. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Oh, you're fine, Trinity. No worries. Okay, so do your research on your crystals. You can also add fine silver to your water to infuse it with the silver's energy for protection and purification. It can also awaken your psychic abilities. If you're not sure if it's safe to make an elixir with a certain type of stone, you can make it an indirect elixir where the crystals are touching the outside of the container. The water is still getting the stone's energy, and it still makes the water safe to drink. So you've got this outside. Here's your table, and you can line around the outside of the bottle with the types of crystals for the intention that you want, and it will still have the same effect as being able to add them to inside. So say you want selenite in your water, or you want malachite in your water. Lean it up against the outside of it, the outside of the vessel, and it will still have the same effect as being able to actually put the crystals inside of the water. I know I've shared some posts in Witches Owl Exchange as well as an Enchanted in regards to water safe crystals, but I will go ahead and add one to the unit after the live is done. I'll probably get that put on there for you guys tomorrow as just a general idea of some of the crystals that are water safe and some that are not. So there are many ways to utilize your moon water. As stated before, you can make a psychic tea before you do a reading or perform divination. You can water your plants, use it in specific rituals. You can bless your stones with it. You can add it to cleansing sprays and to ritual baths. The cleansing sprays that I make in my shop, I actually make with moon water. Moon water has endless possibilities for use. The most important thing to remember is that you made it with your intent. Intent is everything. We have preached it 1,000,001 times, and we will preach it 1,000,001 times more. So remember, when making moon water, eclipse water, everybody has a different opinion on eclipse water, storm water, and stuff like that. You use your own best judgment and how you feel that it will best help you with whatever endeavor it is that you are venturing into. Eclipse water is known to some to be volatile and chaotic. If this isn't the type of energy you resonate with, don't make eclipse moon water. You can also make storm water from a thunderstorm, snow from storm water. If you don't understand the chaotic energy of the eclipse, don't make moon water or charge your crystals during an eclipse. Okay, now that is pretty much the gist of talking about moon water itself. I do want to touch a little bit on storm water and snow water, because those are both great different types of water to use for different types of magic. So storm water is water that is collected during a thunderstorm. This water has been charged with all of the powerful energy of the storm from which it came. The lightning, thunder, wind, and barometric pressure have all added their energy to the storm water. Collected in a pitcher or a jar, then label and use to supercharge your water magic spells. You can also charge a pitcher or jar of water with storm energy by leaving it in a windowsill during a lightning storm. Some witches gather hurricane or even tornado water, which is rain that comes along with these two powerful storms. Be aware of how powerful these magical waters can be. They truly amplify any intention. On the gods, that is 150,000% accurate. Snow water. Snow water is water that is collected in snow form that has melted. So you can literally I have done it 1,000,001 times, and I never seem to get a freaking jar that has enough water in it. It'll have maybe that much water in the bottom of a jar when I put it out there in a rainstorm, or when I was trying to collect it from a blizzard or something like that. It never seems to go in my jar. So I've given up on doing that when it comes to snow. Instead, I will go outside in the middle of my yard and scoop up a big pile of snow and just let it melt and use that as my snow water. Many witches collect a bit of snow from the first snow of the season, then store it in a jar to use throughout the year. It has all the magical properties of the element of water, with some unique ones. Snow water properties include purification, peace, serenity, pause, reflection, healing, and beauty. Bathe in it to cleanse negative vibrations and bring peace to an anxious soul. Snow water is a magical water that also holds transformation properties, meaning water has been transformed into a solid form and then back again. So that is what I have for you guys in regards to moon water, making moon water, how to charge it, the different moon phases, and the intent to put into your moon water. Use them fancy jars that we just had for the Wisp Exchange for last month, and collect some moon water. It's that time of year here in Ohio. We're getting a lot of rain, but I am having issues. I put my jars on my back porch. I have a great big table out there, and the moon hits it perfectly because the moon comes up in my backyard, so it reflects onto that table great. But when it's raining and when I'm trying to collect the water, for some reason the water completely misses my jar, and it's very frustrating. The last rainstorm we had last week, I believe it was, I put 2 jars out there, and literally I went out there and there was no water in my jars. I was mad. I was very, very mad. So that is why I will forever opt to use some bottled water. And if I want to get real fancy about it, I'll just pour some of this into my my fancy little jars here with the cork lids on them, and put those out there. Just to make me feel a little more like a witch using the bottles instead of a bottle of water. So you can also, if you're not able to put them outside, depending where you live, again, you can put it in a windowsill that your window will get the moon's beams into it, or take it out and put it in the dash of your car. It's always going to be safe there. Just obviously make sure you lock your car up. You could collect running water from a stream or a waterfall and use it to charge underneath the moon as well. I don't know. I don't know what it is, because I see some people that'll get buckets of water and be able to put it in their little jars like these and have tons and tons of water. But for some reason, it misses us. Yeah, definitely not good for consumption. But you can collect it, and you can use it in your spells, use it to water your plants. You could even, when you're running, like even when you go to water your plants, you can kind of filter it and take, say, a cheesecloth or even some pantyhose and put it over the top of another container and run the water through there, and it'll kind of filter it a little bit, so whatever toxins that could be dangerous to a plant. Yes, absolutely, Serenity. Put our pots out. Yes, absolutely. Trinity is absolutely right there. Always, your intent matters 150,000%. And the way that the water is moving, as I was saying, when it comes to the eclipse too, it's the same thing with different types of water and how it's collected or where it's collected from. The more calm the water is that you are collecting from, the more calm the energy of the water will be. If you are looking for some chaotic water and you don't have storm water or eclipse water or anything like that, you would want to collect it from somewhere that you could go whitewater rafting, or from the very bottom of a waterfall where the force of that water is hitting with all of that power. That's where you would be able to get the chaos out of that water from, is when water is moving at a fierce rate of speed. So keep that in mind when you are collecting water from somewhere. Trying to see if there was anything else to touch on. I had something and then I lost it. I will be touching on charging crystals later this month under the moon, and then I will have a full moon live. I would maybe in one of the later months like to elaborate on just the different types of water in general, like Florida water, ocean water, lake water, river water, stuff like that. But it all comes down to the intent that you're putting into it and where you're collecting the water from, and for whatever purpose it is that you're collecting it for. I like to use moon water and add essential oils to it and crystals to it to add into a bath, especially if I'm having like some anxiety issues. I like to soak in the tub when I'm having an anxiety attack, and I like to add some moon water to it with crystals and essential oils. It helps to bring me back to center me. So that's what I have for you guys. if you don't have any other questions, I'm going to hop off of here. I will get some things added to the unit for supplemental information when it comes to moon water, so you guys can use that as well. But aside from that, I'll give it a second to see if you guys have any other questions or comments. If not, I will hop off of here. I'm taking my happy-go-lucky rump to bed. I go back to school tomorrow after being on spring break this week. So, you're very welcome. Trinity, I'll let you know about that grant that you had written that letter for me for. I believe, Brittany, you wrote one as well. I have not gotten word back on that yet, but I'm hoping I will this week. I will get in touch with you guys and let you know for sure about that, and I definitely appreciate both of your help in that area. Most of my lives are on Saturdays or Sundays. I don't go live during the week because of school and my work schedule. So it's always put those intentions out there for me, guys. Cross those fingers, send it out to the universe so the committee will approve this grant for me so I can go back to school and finish my degree. I will be taking the summer off of classes just so I can focus on working, trying to get some overtime hours, make sure my bills don't get behind, and then I will be starting back to class in the fall. Girl, you and me both. You and me both. But I'll be starting back to class in the fall full time as long as everything goes as planned and I'm able to get the grant for that. So, completely off track, off topic. I'm gonna hop off of here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to you all soon. Blessed be.